Chinese-American war workers in Los Angeles wore a handwritten sign on his back to avoid being mistaken for Japanese, 1942. Mass demonstrations against the Soviet Union in Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan, 1989. The Taiyu or Warren Komurasaki, high-ranking courtesan of the Yoshiwara district, Japan, circa 1880s. Russian and Austro-Hungarian officers, during the ceasefire on the Eastern Front, 1917. ISRO scientists carrying India's first communication satellite, Apple, on bullock cart, 1981. 3 Jewish children, on their way to Palestine after being liberated from the Buchenwald concentration camp. The girl on the left is from Poland, the boy in the center from Latvia, and the girl on the right from Hungary, 1945. Wright Flyer flies successfully for the first time, 1903. People struggle to board a plane in Nha Trang during the withdrawal of U.S. troops from South Vietnam, the 1st of April 1975. Zorita Bourne, Catherine Boyd, was a burlesque dancer. Here she is dressed as the bride and groom, 1915. Kids in Montenegro, playing baseball, circa 1920. P-40 fighters coming off the assembly, at the Curtiss Wright Assembly Line in Buffalo, New York, in 1940. Nicholas II, on the balcony of the Winter Palace, declaring war on Germany after Germany declared war on Russia, 1914. New Jersey. The stern of the Hindenburg begins to fall, 1937. New Zealand Army Maori Battalion, performing a haka ceremonial dance in Egypt, 1941. Gigantic 180-meter-long U.S. Army land trains of the 1950s. Dinner party for French soldiers with severe facial injuries, received during World War I. Photo was taken by Henri Manuel in 1925. Albina Mali Hachever, a resistance fighter made famous by her scars. She fought for the liberation of Yugoslavia during World War II, the 1940s. Legendary Norwegian opera singer and Wagner soprano, Kirsten Flagstad, as Elsa in Lohengrin, 1929. 1879 photo of Florence Kelly, a social political reformer, who fought to make it illegal for children under the age of 14 to work. She fought for sanitary working conditions, minimum wage, and 8-hour workdays. In 1909, she helped to create the NAACP. Known as the largest log cabin in the world, built in Portland, Oregon in 1905, unfortunately, it burned down in August 1964. Returning soldiers from World War I of the 369th Infantry Regiment, aka the Harlem Hellfighters, parade up 5th Avenue in New York City, on the 17th of February 1919. Captain Helmut Wick, the German fighter pilot, describes his last fights to his comrades in which he crashed 5 Spitfires in a row, September 1940. A chest X-ray in progress at Dr. Maxime Menard's radiology department, at the Cochin Hospital in Paris, France, circa 1914. Menard would later lose his finger to side effects from operating the X-ray machine. Traveling salesman in Foreston, Texas, circa 1905. Sagrada Familia Basilica, in an early stage of construction, Barcelona, Spain, 1906. Louis Armstrong, with neighborhood kids on the steps of his house in Corona, Queens, 1970. A German plane flying over the pyramids of Giza, World War I era. The main plaza in San Antonio, Texas, photographed in 1872, 36 years after the fall of the Alamo. Anti-vaccine, smallpox protest at Old City Hall, Toronto, November 1919. Arnold Schwarzenegger, supporting disabled athletes in the early 1990s. The Parade of the Vanquished. Almost 60,000 Wehrmacht prisoners of war marched the streets of Moscow, 1944. British Mark IV female tank, with Lewis guns, 1917. Ojibwe woman, Honma, Minnesota, circa 1908. The photograph was taken by Roland W. Reed. American servicemen, former prisoners of war, are cheering as their aircraft takes off from an airfield near Hanoi as part of Operation Homecoming, 1973. Battle of Racenia. A lone Soviet KV-2 held the entire 6th Panzer Division for a day, taking heavy fire before being overwhelmed. June 1941, the crew was buried with full military honors by the German tankers. Maharaja Duleep Singh, the last Sikh ruler of the Punjab, India, 1854. A Soviet soldier smashes a portrait of Adolf Hitler in the liberated city of Gachina, Leningrad Oblast, January 1944. Maintenance workers conducting repairs on the Graf Zeppelin, in midair, over the South Atlantic after it was damaged during a storm. Photo by Alfred Eisenstadt, 1934. Turkish soldiers returning home from the Korean War, Istanbul, Turkey, the 1950s. Hitler-Jugend soldiers of the 12th SS Panzer Division, captured during the Battle of the Bulge, December 1944. Seen from a lifeboat, the full-rigged iron-hulled sailing vessel, Arden Craig 1886 wrecked in the fog on Crim Ledge, Isles of Scilly, United Kingdom, in 9 feet of water. She was on passage from Melbourne to Calais with a cargo of grain. No loss of life, 1911.